Hello and welcome to my week 3 video on my Learn Spanish mission, and today's video is all about immersion. So I want to go over what exactly I mean by immersion, the 3 distinct types of immersion, and how you can get immersion that doesn't suck, that you won't be bored with, that's actually fun to take your language learning to the next level. So let's get started. So as you can see, I've got the 3 listed here. This is the main one I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to quickly define these 2, say what they are, and then I'll move on to the bulk of the video. So passive immersion. This is when you're actively concentrating on something else. So for example, if I'm sitting at work and I've got stuff in my headphones listening in the background, this is what's passive immersion. And this one's easy. You don't want anything distracting because you're concentrating on something else. So if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter. You can put any old thing on and it'll just be noise. So you put whatever on. But at the more advanced stages, words are distracting, so for this I generally stick to music. Partially active immersion. This is when I'm trying to listen and trying to understand what's going on, but it's while I'm doing something else. So if you remember my last video, most of this comes when I'm walking to and back from work, walking to the shops, or sometimes doing chores like washing the dishes and stuff like that. Because I'm walking around and doing other stuff, you don't really have to be worried about being bored during this. So what I tend to do is, I take the audio from my focus time from whatever lesson it is and play that on loop while I'm walking about. Alternatively, if you get really sick of that and you're walking around a lot that day, you can change it to music, or you can put an audiobook on. At the beginner level you won't understand much of an audiobook, but you're walking and you won't be bored, and at least some of the voices sound really good. So you can just get used to it and just see what you can pick out and not stress too much that you don't understand anything. Now, active immersion. This is what I want to talk about most of today, and this is basically when I'm actively doing something, I'm actively watching something, I'm actively playing something, and I'm trying to understand what's going on. And when people say you can't get immersion as a beginner, they typically say, oh, I put on the TV, I try to read a book, I can't understand anything, it's frustrating, I got bored and I give up. So how can you get active immersion that doesn't suck, that actually helps you and is actually fun as a beginner when you don't understand much? So that's what the main part of the video is, and you can see here I've got generally 4 tips that if you can find something that covers and ticks all 4 of these boxes, then you're going to benefit a lot more, and it's going to be a lot easier to pick up new stuff through your immersion. So the first thing is, pick something not too complicated with subtitles and audio in the target language. So I'm learning Spanish, so I want Spanish subtitles, Spanish audio, and it can't be too complicated.
Esta es la historia de Lola y Ana, que comparten un piso en España. Tienen un vecino, Pablo. A Pablo le gusta Lola y a Ana le gusta Pablo. Y así están las cosas hasta que Lola recibe una carta de América.
So now you can see the subtitles are exactly what they're saying, so you can help you pass the sounds of what's going on, even if you don't understand that much. And the plot's not too complicated, so you can generally follow along quite well. But another thing that Extra does quite well is putting number 2 on this list, which is lots of visual clues. So because you can't understand that much from your listening skills, you need more stuff visually to go off, and if you can find something that has lots of visual clues, like for example Extra I just played a clip of, was quite good. And also video games, anime, they're all excellent for this. So especially video games, when you're playing around, say you're playing Skyrim or something like that, you look around and it's basically you're in a big 3D dictionary. You look at something, you can see physically what it is, and you get the name straight up. So this is great for learning, say, nouns for example. And point number 3, and this is quite a big help, already familiar with the material. So if you actually already know what's going on, then you can pick up a lot more from context because you already know the plot. This is something I did a lot with Cantonese. So when I first watched the drama, I'd watch it with English subtitles. I then watch it again without English subtitles, and because I always know the storyline, the second time around I watch it, I more or less know exactly what they're saying, so I can pick up a lot more through context. So again, another thing you can do is, instead of putting on the English subtitles first, just find stuff in your target language that you've already seen and you've already digested in some form. So for example, if you like video games, play video games you've previously played, watch movies you've previously watched. If you like Japanese anime for example, there's a lot that are quite simple, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Hajime no Ippo, stuff like that. And if you've already watched it, watch it again in the Spanish dub, because you already know the context. It's quite simple and you can get what's going on. And this last point, number 4, is maybe something that people don't think about too much. Is you want it to be fun even if you don't understand much. And this is a really big point, because otherwise, if you're watching a show and it's very dialogue based and you need to be able to understand everything that's been going on to follow the jokes and to actually enjoy what's going on, and if you don't understand it, you won't enjoy it. So for example, with Cantonese, what lots of kung fu films, Bruce Lee, Ip Man, Stephen Chow, stuff like that. And with Spanish now, lots of video games, you know, some are fighting, you don't need to understand anything there, watching anime, boxing, stuff like that. And a good example of what you can do is protect you don't like these sort of things that I'm saying now is, for example, if you liked football, then you can watch a football game, put the Spanish commentary on, and 2 things here. First of all, you're getting visual clues, you're seeing what's going on, and the commentators are saying what you're seeing, so you get lots of visual clues, and it's entertaining because you're watching the football match and you don't necessarily need to understand it to have fun. So if you can combine all 4 of these things, you can find something that's not too complicated with subtitles and audio in the target language, lots of visual clues that you're familiar with and is fun regardless of whether you understand it or not. Then this is the way to really get immersion going and make it fun, make it enjoyable, and actually be able to learn a lot through context. So my favourite game when I was a kid was Fable. It has Spanish audio and subtitles, tons of visual clues, dialogue's not too complicated, and because it's a video game, it's fun. Either way. So that's it for me today. I'm going to play a 2-minute clip of Fable after I finish speaking, just so you can get an idea of what I was talking about. Leave me a comment, let me know if you use immersion or not in your learning, and if you do, what are your best tips? Is there anything that I haven't said? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Vamos, despertad. Soñando despierto, igual que vuestra madre, siempre perdida en sus pensamientos. Pues que vade para encontrar a vuestra hermana, ¿queréis? Está jugando en la puerta de los campos tumularios, recordad, todavía no le habéis hecho un regalo de cumpleaños.
He perdido a Rosy. Me lo he dejado por ahí y no recuerdo dónde. Hoy hay que cambiar su relleno y no logro encontrarlo. Ayudadme, por favor.
¡Pido imbécil!
¡Apartádmelo! ¡Ayuda, por favor!
¿Qué hacéis?
¿Qué os
Lo siento, lo dejaré en paz. Pero no volváis a pegarme, por favor.
Has encontrado a Rosy. Muchísimas gracias.
Hora de levantarse. Supongo que sois mi compañero de cuarto. Sois más bajo de lo que esperaba.
Probad con esto. Bien, muchacho. Esos escarabajos pueden ser un incordio. Tomad. Creo que os habéis ganado unas monedas por eso. Si queréis más oro, seguro que a los criados no les vendrá mal alguna. El gremio pasó a ocupar la existencia del chico. Los recuerdos de las llamas de Oak Vale aún abrasaban su mente, pero pronto no pensaba en nada más que su preparación. Y así se hacía más fuerte y ágil con el paso de los años. Ocupaba sus días con extenuantes ejercicios y sus noches estudiando en la biblioteca. Por fin, estuvo listo para ser aprendiz del gremio, tal como había previsto Mace. El adiestramiento real iba a comenzar.